Hey up campers, is it really possible to overland in 40 degrees centigrade? Well, we were unknowingly about to find out. This was no ordinary 4x4 vacation. This ended up turning into an extreme expedition through the Ardèche heatwave that will make us rethink everything we thought we knew about summer road trips. From engine struggles to personal limits, we would face it all. Stay tuned to find out what real vehicular and human resilience looks like. Each day as the sun intensified, we'd talk to each other about how lucky we were being with the weather and compliment each other on our glorious tans, completely oblivious to how intense it was going to become. Our original plan for this year's trip was to try out some of the old military roads in the Alps. But with the weather being terrible in the Alps for the last couple of weeks, we aborted that idea, unsure as to how well we'd fare in this 3-day emergency Overlander build. Of course, coming into Europe at this time of year, we were expecting some good weather, and we made preparations for just that. The aircon in this truck was ice cold when we left, and when the belt snapped we made it a matter of urgency to get that sorted out. We'd also invested in some lithium-ion battery-powered fans to keep the dogs cool, and these were already proving to be worth their weight in gold. One big blunder we'd made, however, was the lack of a proper compressor-powered fridge. So we pressed on through the heat, with an exciting destination ahead of us. That destination was one of France's most awe-inspiring landmarks, the Pont du Gard. This ancient Roman aqueduct bridge, built in the 1st century AD, is a true marvel of engineering and a testament to the ingenuity of Roman architecture. Spanning the Gardon River in the south of France, the Pont du Gard once carried water over 50 kilometres to the Roman colony of Nîmes. Standing beneath its towering arches, it's impossible not to feel the weight of history and the brilliance of craftsmanship that lasted nearly 2,000 years. The setting of the sun had little difference to the by now almost unbearable heat, with temperatures still in the 30s by 11 o'clock at night. As we watched the vibrant display that adorns the monument each night, we began to wonder how much more of this we could take. The following day, the south of France was hit with record-breaking temperatures, with it being 43 degrees on the campsite. The best we could do for ourselves and the dogs was get in and out of that water as much as possible. Although, even the water in the river felt like a warm bath. Luckily, we'd stumbled on this campsite a few years ago and knew that it had direct access to the river and was littered with trees within the campsite, so perfect for keeping cool. It was also a welcome treat not to have to move to a new spot every night and put the tents and roof tent up and pack them down again the following morning. The couple of days that we spent here felt like a much more conventional resort-style holiday, but none of us were complaining. We found new stretches of the river to play on, and the ice-cold cocktails and ice creams at the bar went down like a lead balloon. And still it got hotter. By now, much of the forests of France were in flames. Most of France's air resources were being used to quell the forest fires. And with the weekend set to be even hotter, we made the decision to leave the campsite and push for the mountains, where we hoped it would be cooler. She's getting hot. feels hot. It's not cloudy though, that's a good start. It's actually a little bit low. And the water seems alright too. So, after a long steep dual carriageway section, our engine had gone into limp mode. Momentarily we panicked. However, it didn't do it again. So we'll put that one down as a temporary glitch. Now moving on, I want to show you another couple of little national parks. We're in a bit of a dilemma actually, because as it happens, France is having one of its most intense heat waves, I think on record. And not just France, the area that we are in. Yesterday was 39 degrees, today is set to be even hotter. It's absolutely blistering. So as you can imagine, in a uninsulated black 4x4, that's causing some problems. And then we've got 3 dogs, one of which, as I've said, and I'm sure I've introduced him to you, Bjorn, is a 65 kilogram long haired giant breed dog. He is incredibly hot. He's actually quite used to it though, surprisingly. So he's really good at regulating his temperature. Whereas Roxy, the oldest, she's really struggling with this heat. So right now we're sat in an air, we've driven up onto the grass and we're in the only bit of shade that's available. And we don't even have a fridge. We had a little cool box, but that packed up really quickly. We just didn't have the space to put a fridge in this build. So we have got water on board, but not a lot, 25 litres. I've actually just filled up the solar shower, but not to use it for the intention that I built it for, more just a way to store some extra water, because in this incredible heat, 25 litres just doesn't last 5 minutes. So we've actually got 25 litres of water in the tank. We've got about 20 litres, I think it is, maybe a bit less than 20 litres in the solar shower. So that should keep us going so long as we keep getting to places that we can top it up. And it's vital now that we get to some water, a river or a lake or a waterfall, somewhere with shade where we can just hang and chill for a couple of days. Wow. 20 past 2. The heat is absolutely insane. So we found a little refuge for the pups underneath this little old bridge and a beautiful river to dip in at regular intervals to keep cool. The impact of extreme heat when travelling in a car quickly becomes impossible to ignore. With temperatures soaring well above 40 degrees, even air-conditioned cars struggle to keep up, turning long drives into uncomfortable and sometimes dangerous experiences. Dehydration creeps up faster than you'd expect, leading to fatigue, dizziness, and slowed reaction times behind the wheel. From overheated engines to overheated people, it shows just how crucial it is to prepare properly for travel in extreme conditions. When you're travelling in the middle of an extreme heat wave, choosing the right food and drink can make a huge difference to how you feel on the road. In this kind of heat, it's about staying cool, hydrated, and avoiding anything that spoils easily. Fresh fruit like grapes, melon, and oranges are perfect. They're hydrating, refreshing, and travel well if kept in a cool bag. For something more filling, opt for items like cold pasta salad, hard-boiled eggs, or nuts. Things that don't melt or go off quickly. And when it comes to drinks, plain water is essential, but also consider electrolyte drinks or even cooled herbal teas to help refresh what you lose through sweat. Skip the heavy salty snacks and sugary sodas, they'll just make you feel more dehydrated. Keeping it light, cool and simple is the key to staying comfortable and safe during your journey. Finally, we managed to find a spot for the night, thanks to a new app we discovered called Camp Space. I'll do a whole video about that another time. We pitched up camp in the shade, filled up our water reserves and put our ice packs in the host's freezer, just in case. And as the sun went down on a much cooler night, we were all really relieved to have escaped the extreme heat from that last few days. Okay, so I'm pleased to tell you that now we've moved into the neighbouring national park, the Cevennes. Temperatures are a lot more bearable here. It was still a scorching 39 degrees yesterday. I think I saw the thermometer in the car go up to 43 at one point. But in the night, up in the mountains here, it gets much, much cooler. I think a lot of that is down to the fact that because we're in like a lot of valleys, the sun dips a lot earlier on. So it was much more bearable, much more pleasant last night. Travelling during an extreme heat wave pushed both us and our 4x4 to the limit, especially when venturing off-road and up the steep mountain passes. It really is vital to be prepared for these kind of intense conditions, from keeping your engine cool and tyre pressures checked, to packing the right gear like extra water, portable shade and even a basic first aid kit. Also be sure to pack extra fluids for your engine. These things aren't just nice to haves, they're survival essentials. Make plans to avoid getting stranded and learn how to read the terrain when the heat is warping visibility. Whether you're a weekend explorer or planning a longer overland trip, these strategies will help you keep you safe, cool and in control. If you found this video useful, be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss our next one. Until next time folks, happy camping.